Welcome back, and here we are, the first preview of the 2021 regular season. So, as we embark on this season, I'm doing the preview the night before. Normally the previews will be the day of, so I'll post them in the morning. I wanted to get this done tonight, so we get this up early, so you guys see the new setup, and this is how I'm going to do it this year, because the previews were just sometimes taking forever to get set up, and then I put it online, and then 4 hours later, well, they're dead because the game starts. So I want to make sure that I'm making it so the videos that take more time to put together, the ones that are actually going to generate the kind of return on the investment of time. So let's go through these, and the only goaltender that's confirmed is Grubauer for Colorado. So I've got these in order of when the start time is, and this is the first time since March 11th, I'll have to watch games that overlap each other. Yeah, it's been over 10 months since games overlapped each other. These are the first regular season games in over 10 months. It's been a while. So when I see people saying, oh, the NHL's being they're just rushing this back, I'm thinking, they really aren't. So 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern, the season starts. It'll be Pittsburgh in against Philadelphia. It's likely Tristan Jarry against Carter Hart. So this is the Battle of Pennsylvania. Great way to start the season. For Philadelphia, they are seen as contenders. For Pittsburgh, they're seen as maybe contenders by some, maybe needing a rebuild by others. And so Philadelphia is a good test for them right out of the gate. Starting at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern, we get Montreal and Toronto, to which all of Canada says, and we're back. So we get to see this, and of course, we will hope for this at some point in the playoffs. I would love to see this as a playoff series, because I would love to see these two teams and the two fan bases against each other. I think that'd be amazing. So it's probably Carey Price. It's probably Freddie Anderson. The pressure's on the Leafs that the expectations are really high. Last year they were really high as well. And this year it feels like the expectations are even higher with the additions that they've made of guys like Simmons and Thornton. And we'll see how they do. For Montreal, expectations are high as well. For a team that finished at 500, the expectations are pretty high. But see, knocking off Pittsburgh will do that. Looking like you're taking that next step will do that. And the trade of Domi seems to have brought some excitement as well, because now they've got Anderson. And we'll see how it goes. For Montreal, of course, this means the debut of Romanov, too. So, yeah, Montreal and Toronto. And as always, let me know who you think is going to win these games in the comment section below. That's the game, right? 5 o'clock Pacific, we will see Tampa Bay at home against the Chicago Blackhawks. So Tampa Bay raises their Stanley Cup banner, sadly without enough fans in attendance, and in this case, none. Tampa Bay was allowed to have some, but because of local numbers being where they are, Tampa Bay has opted not to do that. So kudos to Tampa for being willing to take that hit financially, right? So 8 o'clock Eastern, this game will start. Is it going to be Subban? Is it going to be Delia? I haven't seen confirmation yet. I'm sure there'll be confirmation somewhere, but Subban, Vasilevsky's highly likely. But we'll start to see tomorrow just how Chicago's goaltending is going to be. That now that the Corey Crawford era is over, are we going to see a downswing in their goaltending? And how long is that going to last? Are they going to find a placeholder till Comesso is ready? Or who is going to end up being that next guy in net? Can Delia reach that level? Or can Subban finally reach that starter potential that caused Boston to draft him in the first round? We may start to see tomorrow night. And Tampa's a fantastic reason for Chicago to feel a little bit, like, all right, we got to do this. This is our time. 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. So these games are all nicely spread out. Edmonton is at home against the Vancouver Canucks, two teams that are much talked about. This is 10 o'clock Eastern, so I expect a lot of people in the East might be excited enough to stay up tomorrow night for West Coast games more than usual. Not that the Oilers are technically on the coast, but that's the coast time, right? So the Oilers are starting at 8 o'clock local time, which probably is going to leave some people kind of growly in that area of the world. But, I would think start times are going to be odd. You look at that Philadelphia start time, that's an odd start time, 5:30 Eastern. So, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. We'll see how things go between the Oilers and the Canucks. A lot of new faces on both teams, both of them with some question marks in net. Is it going to be Holtby? Yes, probably. And Koskinen's also likely, but Smith and Demko were both there as backups who may end up getting a lot more starts than other backups might. And the expectation in Vancouver is that Demko's probably going to take that starter job at some point during the season. So, let me go ahead and angle this down just a little bit. There we go. So 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, we will see St. Louis in against Colorado. As I said, Grubauer is the one goaltender that is confirmed for Colorado. St. Louis, Bennington's highly likely, and they've been happy with their goaltending they've seen so far in training camp. And we'll see how things go for Jordan Bennington and for the Blues. This is an excellent starting point for the Blues against Colorado, and it should be a great way to end the night. So we have 5 really pretty good matchups. You can argue that Tampa Bay and Chicago could be a very lopsided matchup, but we don't know until they play. We don't know how good Tampa's going to be or what kind of issues Tampa might have without Kucherov in the lineup or with some of the other changes they've made and how strong they're going to be out of the gate. So this game is going to be interesting as well, and I'll be taking notes on both. So the notes will not be in depth the same way as they were during the playoffs because I can't do every single game with that kind of depth. But on days when we have maybe one game, maybe 2, I'll be able to do the full board of notes for one game. But we're going back to the standard for this. Couldn't be happier. So let me know your winners in the comment section below. You guys can keep track of this as you do every year. And this is why I'm keeping this going, because there are people on this channel who make their predictions in the comment section and then keep track of their predictions. And they're pretty honest about it. I haven't seen anybody go, yeah, so I'm 800-0 this year. I haven't got any wrong. Go back and check all my predictions. It's kind of nice to see people are honest about it, and it's a nice little competition to have. And there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and we're back. We're back tomorrow night. Thanks again for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.